Man, if this is not the longest video that it took for me to even create. What's going on, YouTube? It is your boy Dante here, back in Digimon Laboratory. I have tried to make this video for about through 2-3 weeks now, and life just said no. So, we're going to go ahead and get right up into it. It is the anticipated review of BT9, the X-Antibody set, aka X record. We're going to go over the reds, we're going to go over the blues, and you already know how this operates. I've been getting some feedback about Digimon lore. I'm going to attempt my first episode sometime this month. So it's probably going to be directly involved in Alphamon line. Just want to give you that tidbit. So we'll go ahead and approach that when it comes to that. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the set. BT9. This set has some very, very, very interesting decks that can be coming with it. Some upgrades to older decks, some newer decks. It's gonna be a little crazy. So let's go ahead and start with the red. Red Egg Koromon. Why this Digimon has Agumon or Greymon in his name, get plus 1,000 DP. That's good. I mean, it's always gonna be plus 1,000 DP if you use it right. Mini Daka Chimon, just a vanilla. That's it, just a vanilla Digimon. Agumon X-Antibody. So, Agumon X-Antibody is a level 3 cost to play, 2,000 DP. You can stack this on top of another Agumon for 0. So, it's almost like it's almost like, Genkakumon promote, the Wergurumon Sagittarius mode, the War Greymon or Metal Greymon Alterous mode, those kind of things, to where you can stack this Digimon on top of another Digimon. Very, very good. Stacks on top of Agumon for 0, makes it an X-Antibody. On play or when Digivolve reveal the top 3, add an X-Antibody and a Greymon or Omnimon card among them to your hand. Searcher, simple as that. If you have 3 memory, you play Agumon, you search, Digivolve on top of this, search again, and you won't me pass your turn. If you have 3 memory, you won't me pass your turn. So very, very good, very good. Nice alternate art. You can see the boy back there, War Greymon X-Antibody. Gilmon X-Antibody, ladies and gentlemen. Gilmon X-Antibody can Digivolve on top of a Gilmon for 0. When Digivolving, delete one Digimon's 3,000 DP or less. That catches a lot of rookies. Just another vanilla. There's something behind this. I want to say this is a fan-made art, if I'm not mistaken. There's something behind these 2 cards. I have to dig into it a little bit deeper. Growlmon X-Antibody. So, Growlmon X-Antibody says, it Digivolves on top of Growlmon for 0, of course. And it has an inheritable to where you add 1,000 DP to the maximum DP you can choose with DP-based deletion effects. Sounds convoluted? Really not. So, say you have a card that says delete Digimon that are 5K and lower. All this does is says, now instead of 5K or lower, it's 6K or lower. So, imagine the boy, I want to say, I'm drawing a blank here. It's early in the morning. Alta S. There you go. On the amount of Alta S. And you Digivolve, so you go ahead and de-Digivolve and then delete anything that's 5K or lower. with this Growlmon underneath one of your Digimon, you can delete 6 lower. It's one of those kind of effects to where it magnifies or not intensifies. There you go. It greatly intensifies the threshold of the Digimon DP that you can actually delete. So very good card, and you're gonna see a lot of this when it comes to Gallantmon, just so you know. Greymon X-Antibody can digivolve on top of Greymon for 0. Inheritable, all terms. If an effect would delete the Digimon with Greymon or Omnimon in its name or return it to the hand or deck, you may prevent it by leaving play. Oh, you may prevent it from leaving play by discarding 2 cards with the same level in its Digimon Digivolutions. So, what it says is, if this Digimon would be to leave the field for any reason, whether it's bounced to your hand, whether it's spun to the bottom of the deck, whether it's deleted, anything. The only thing that this thing cannot catch, if I'm not mistaken, is yes. Only thing this thing cannot catch would be Digivolution. Digivolution is the only thing this thing cannot catch. No, this inherit cannot apply to, but it can apply to anything else. So if the Digimon's been spun back to the deck, if the Digimon's being bounced back to your hand, Digimon's being deleted, it says no. And it is by effect and not by battle. So you can delete it by battle. It's just you can delete it by battle. Just cannot be deleted by effect. Because it says if an effect would delete. So it's like card effect rather than by battle. 2 different mechanics. So very, very, very strong. It pretty much like, yeah, I'm going to hit into security and don't care. Just don't care. And for these X-Antibodies to be able to stack on top of their counterparts for 0, it means you're able to stack, Digivolve, draw, and then continuously go up the line without paying that much memory to put multiple levels underneath the Digimon. OmniShopmon X-Antibody. Woo! The boy Shopmon finally got his X-Antibody. So Digivolve on top of OmniShopmon for 0. I think OmniShopmon's the level 5, if I'm not mistaken. When Digivolve in Blitz, that's always good. Your turn. When a Digimon has OmniShopmon or X-Antibody and its Digivolution trait in the Digivolution sources, the Digimon can also attack your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. That's good for Shopmon players because Shopmon players really want to swing in big. And being able to hit Digimon that are unsuspended on problematic Digimon that you need to get rid of. Very, very good. Very, very good. War Growlmon X-Antibody. Now, so far, all these Digimon that has X-Antibody can Digivolve on top of their counterpart that's a non-X-Antibody for free. So, when Digivolving until the next turn your opponent's turn ends, 2 of your opponent Digimon gain on deletion lose a memory. Then if this Digimon has War Growlmon, okay, let's stop right there. First of all, until the end of your opponent's next turn. So when you Digivolve, you target 2. Or 2, yeah, you basically apply this to 2. If your opponent moves and it's their turn, this will last to the end of their turn. So it's not, it goes a whole entire full revolution. No, it's, I Digivolve, I apply this effect to the 2 Digimon. At the end of my opponent's next turn, which is coming up after mine, it still applies. And then once the turn ends, then it's a effect that no longer applies. So it's not super broken. Pretty good. On deletion, lose one memory. So that means if you delete the Digimon, hey, like you get a memory. Amazing. If this then if the Digimon has War Grandma as anybody in the evolution sources, choose any number of Digimon whose total DP adds up to 6K. Delete them. So, think about it like this: your opponent has one suspended Digimon that you're able to swing over with War Grandma X-Antibody. Your opponent has another Digimon, maybe a champion. Say that. You Digivolve on top of War Groundmon. You draw a card. You apply this to both the Digimon. You swing into the Digimon. Delete the Digimon by battle. Gain a memory. And because you have War Groundmon underneath this War Groundmon X-Antibody, you delete the other Digimon because it's most likely probably 6K being a champion. And then you gain another memory. So it's a convoluted way of how you can get, two hammer sparks out of a combo. It's pretty convoluted, but it's one of those things to where if you get it off, you'll have some great advantage. Great advantage. Metal Greymon X-Antibody. When Digivolve it gains security +1. Which is good, until the end of your opponent's turn. Then it has Metal Greymon or as anybody underneath it. It gains 3,000 DP until the end of your opponent's turn, making it 11K sack +1. That is good. That is good. That is good. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. That's good. Notice that a lot of the higher X-Antibodies don't have inheritables, but they have very good skills if you use the other Digimon as sources. So imagine stacking a starter deck Greymon and then going to a Metal Greymon, which I'm pretty sure Metal Greymon, you can find inheritables for Metal Greymon. I think there's one of them that says if it has a Greymon, it's then gains 1,000 DP. Then you stack this on top of that. So that means this X-Antibody can get SAT +2, 12K DP. Just on a level 5. But then you're stacking on top of that. So this would actually make your stack below it 4. So Tai would give it another secure. So basically, you don't have to go into a mega with these X-Antibodies to really, dish out a lot of checks. Because if this is built from raising on up, this would be in place of the mega, and you would have 4 underneath it. So Tai would actually give it +1 security. Plus it's +1 security. Plus Greymon's +1 security, which means it will be checking 12K for 4 checks just off of an ultimate. Pretty good. Pretty darn good if you ask me. Now, this is where the X-Antibody started costing when you Digivolve on top of the counterpart. So War Greymon X-Antibody. 12K DP, 12 cost to play for the Digivolve. If you Digivolve on top of a War Greymon, it's 1. I'm going to say it right now. I think a lot of these decks that plays, a lot of megas. And you're going to see a lot of decks play a lot more megas. Like, you're going to see this card probably be paired with some War Greymons. And it's one of those things to where I think 60% win rate is going to be one of these cards to where a lot of these decks are going to play 2 of. Just because it helps cheat a lot of these Digivolutions out for way less, just in case. Or being able to Digivolve into a War Greymon for 2, and then being able to digivolve into this X-Antibody for 1, making it a 3 instead of a 4, to where if you have a memory tamer, it won't pass your turn. You might see a lot more of that coming around the corner. All turns, when a card is removed from your opponent's security stack, gain 1 memory. This is not once per turn, ladies and gentlemen. If you do 4 or 5 different attacks, this is not once per turn. I will repeat. This does not say once per turn. If this is on board and you have 4 Digimon and you swing and you check, if this thing is on board, you're gaining memory. You swing, check, gain a memory. Swing, check, gain a memory. This thing does not say once per turn. This thing is good. It is outrageously good. And it's all turns. So if your opponent masterminds, hey, guess what? You gain a memory on their turn. If your opponent blinding rays, hey, you gain a memory on your turn. Or you gain a memory on their turn. This is one of them cards to where it actually really punishes self-mutilating decks that want to, especially yellow, that want to self-mutilate their security down to do certain things. It punishes them for trying to do stuff like that. Like, imagine, imagine Bond. Imagine Bond, they're like, okay, I'm going to bond and put myself through 1 security. And you're like, oh, that's nice. So I'm going to gain a memory off of that. So if you bonded and you at 0, it's now my turn. So it really does put in a lot of work for a lot of decks. If this was out now, whoo-hoo, some decks would not be playable against this deck. Like, not at all. Especially yellow. Yellow will probably falter pretty hard. End of attack. Once per turn. If this Digimon has War Greymon as anybody in the Digivolution source, delete 1 Digimon with DP less than or equal to this Digimon's DP. So, let's say for, just for GP. General purposes. We have this we have Growlmon X-Antibody underneath this War Greymon X-Antibody. If I'm not mistaken. Because it's deleting based off of a threshold in relation to DP. So if it's 12K with the Growlmon X-Antibody underneath it, it should reach 13K. So it should reach most megas. I know that some megas are like 14. No, wait. Yeah, I think they're generic beat sticks or something like that. It's maybe like 1 or 2. I definitely have to double check. But I know most megas are 13 and below. There might be the obligatory, 14K beat stick. No, Restaurant 12. I'm just trying to think of some like there's a couple of Digimon. I know Blastmon's 13. I don't know. I have to double check. But this thing can catch every mega. If I'm not mistaken. If it has Growlmon X-Antibody underneath it, it can catch every mega. At the end of the attack, it just goes, oh, delete the mega. That's good. This card is good. Like this card and everything before it is good. Especially with the stuff that we have now. All the searchability we have with Nokia. All the searchability we have with all the Agumons. All the searchability we have with just any Greymon art type in general. And that's not to mention that you can probably throw some of the black and black and red stuff from BT9 with the Black War Greymon stuff in here as well. So you can have a dual color, black. You can have a dual color War Greymon X-Antibody deck, and just make it shine. It's insane. Just make it straight shine. There's no pun intended there. But very good card. Amazing artwork for the alternate art. Looking nice, looking nice. Galletmon. The boy Galletmon has his X-Antibody now. Let's go ahead and read this. Digivolve on top of Galletmon for 1. When Digivolve and delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest DP. If you do not delete a Digimon with its effect, unsuspend the Digimon. Amazing. Your turn, once per turn, when your opponent Digimon is deleted, if your opponent, hold on, once per turn, when your opponent's Digimon is deleted, if this Digimon has Galletmon or X-Antibody and a Digivolution cards, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. Okay, there's a lot to unpack here. So, Galletmon as cards are already good. They have this just ability to just pure security with their abilities. Like, if you go back through Galletmons, it's like, when you're attacking, hey, if your opponent has, 10 or more cards in trash the top of their security for every 10 cards they have. Or, hey, when you delete a Digimon by this ability, pop one of their security. And this one, hey, if one of your opponent Digimon deleted, go ahead and pop the top card of security. So Galletmon has this ability to just peer security by doing other things. And that's what I like about Galletmon, to where it's very versatile. If there's a threat on the board, I can kill the threat and hit the security as well. That's what make Galletmon very, very good. It's going to get more and more, relevant when it comes to meta purposes or meta talk as the more support coming out in EXO2. As the more support is coming out in BT9, it gets crazy. Very, very good card. Digivolving. So when you Digivolve, you're like, I'm gonna delete the little one. If you can't do that, I'm just unsuspend. Yeah, and then I'm just attack. Yeah, there you go. Good card. Very, 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 very good card. Very good card. Nice artwork. I'm wondering if these are planned on other alternate arts. I probably have to look through the set and see if they're planned on other alternate arts like a mural. I have to see. I have to see through the set. Last red Digimon, we got Dino Ratsmon. Now, Dino Ratsmon is in BT8. It's not really that good, but I've been hearing some rumblings that this card actually is pretty legit. Might be a good, tier 2 contender, especially as a tier 2 contender for Rogue. So let's look at it. 13k DP, 13 cost to play, 5 from green or 5 from red. You're definitely playing 60% win rate in this deck if you're playing Dino Ratsmon. There you go. When Digivolving, for each of your opponent's tamers suspended, for each of your opponent's tamers, suspend one of their Digimon and then gain the memory. Oh yeah, you're definitely playing 60% win rate, because if you play 60% win rate, Digivolve is for 2. 6% win rate is by 4, I believe. So your Digivolve is for 3. Draw a card for each of your opponent's tamers. For each of your opponent's tamers, you suspend their Digimons. So if they have 2 tamers, you suspend 2, you gain 2 memory. So yeah, this plays off of them tamer heavy type of decks. All turns, once per turn, when your opponent's Digimon with 6,000 DP or less is suspended, you may delete that Digimon. It can potentially be a board clear. So it punishes your opponent for... You know what? I'm going to say this. It's one of those things to where it punishes your opponent for playing a very aggressive rookie rush, champion rush style of deck. Now, no, I would not say that it actually is good against armor purge because what it does, well, I mean, yes and no. What it does is it forces the armor release to activate, deleting them. But Magnamon is inherently stronger than 6K, so it doesn't matter. Um, so it's one of the things to where, yeah, it's good, but it depends on the format. It really just depends on the format. It really does. If we go back to like a rookie champion style rush type of deck, then by all means go ahead. But it depends too much on your opponent. It is an anti meta card. If this was back in the days of rookie rush, um, gobble bond, those kind of things, it could really disrupt your opponent. Like imagine like Gobblebond, four tamers in the back. They got like two or three Gobblebonds up, and they're like, yeah, I'm about to just swing in for like 4 checks, 5 checks, go into bond, swing in for game, and then you're just like, okay, I'm gonna digivolve into Dino Rexmon, suspend all your Digimon, gain 3-4 memory, and then delete all of them. Is basically a board wipe for these smaller Digimon. So if Rookie Rush is still a problem in your locals and become BT9, this is the perfect deck to play with it. Perfect deck to play. All right, let's go ahead and get into the red options. Red options. Red options. So, Flare Rock Soul. And let's go ahead and speed this up a little bit. I don't want this longer than 40 minutes. Flare Rock Soul. 3 costs to play an option card. Main. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 5 KDP. Then one of your Digimon may Digivolve into a card with Shoutmon in its name from his hand for a Digivolution source. For Digivolution cost. And security effect, delete one of your opponent's Digimon 5 KDP or less. That's good. That's good. Spot removal for Shoutmon. Great. Atomic Megalo Blaster. It's a 6 cost option card. Main, choose any number of Digimon who DP adds up to 10k or less. Delete the security effect. Activate main. War Groundmon X pushes us up to 11. Some of that EXO2 stuff with Gallantmon pushes up to 12, 13. Like it can hit higher numbers if comboed right. Giga Force 0, 8 costs to play. Option card. When this card would be used if this card would be used if you have a Digimon with X-Antibody Digivolution sources, reduce this card's cost by 2, makes it a 6 cost instead of 8. Main, delete one of your opponent Digimon with 13k DP or less. Then one of your Digimon with Greymon in its name may attack the player. So is given so crazy. It's almost like it's forcing something to blitz. That's what it is. It's basically giving a Digimon auto blitz. So you play this card for 6 theoretically. You delete one of their Digimon, maybe Omega, and then you're like, oh, I have a Greymon. Greymon swings and checks you. So it forces a Greymon to swing in. If I'm not mistaken, it forces a Greymon to swing in. Very, very good. Very, very good. So you can play this and still be able to check security without the downfalls of, attacking hidden security. And then, basically it gives you value. And it's less memory that way. So instead of playing the opposite way of, and doing it for 8, you do it this way, it's for 6. Not bad. Not bad at all. Nothing else down here for the red cards. Let's go and visit the blue cards. We just gonna rapid fire through this. Crabmon, vanilla. Godmon X-Antibody. It does the same thing as the Agumon. Is it Agumon X-Antibody that I was looking at? Yes, it does the same thing as Agumon X-Antibody. It's the searcher, Digivolve, when on play of Digivolving. Uh, that artwork looks nice. That alternate art looks nice. Jellymon. Jellymon, your turn. When you play a blue tamer, draw a card. Okay. Hey. Inheritable. Once per turn during your turn, when an effect adds a card to your hand, reduce one of your opponent's level 3 return one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon to their hand. It's spot removal for Jellymon. It's amazing. I think it's good. I think it'll be played in. I think it really will be played in a lot of blue decks going forward. 100%. Artwork's too cute. It is too adorable. What is it? Ibidramon. I think that's right. Ibidramon. Just a vanilla crap. We have Kazgamamon. Digivolves from Gamamon for 2. And if I'm not mistaken, Gamamon is red. So this can Digivolve on top of blue, level 3 for 2, or on top of Gamamon. So you can go red from red to blue. Your turn. This Digimon cannot be blocked. Hey, not bad. Not bad at all. Garurumon X-Antibody. Let's go ahead and look at this real quick. Digimon is on top of Garurumon for 0. Inheritable. All turns, this Digimon with Garurumon or Omnimon in its name will be led by battle. You may trash 2 cards with the same. So basically, it's the opposite of the Greymon. Greymon is by card effect. This is by battle. There you go. What we have here? Tesla Jellymon. Tesla Jellymon, level 4. Ending your turn. Once per turn, you can trash 2 cards from your hand to unsuspend this card. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Piranhamon, it has Rush. That's it. Level 5 that has Rush. That's it. Divermon, Vanilla level 5. Digivolve for 2. Where Garurumon X-Antibody. Digivolve on top of Where Garurumon for 0. When Digivolving, suspend this Digimon. Then, if this card has Where Garurumon X-Antibody underneath it, return one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon to the hand. Great removal. Great removal. Especially for blockers, great removal. So, Suinjinmon. Suinjinmon is a little funky. It really is. It goes like you'll understand more of it when I talk about the other ones. Suinjinmon. So it is 11,000 DP, 11 costs to play, 3 costs from a blue or black level 5. Pretty good, versatile. Hand effect, main. If a Digimon with Jessimon or Raidenmon in its name, that if you have a Digimon with Jessimon or Raidenmon in its name, you may pay 1 memory to place this card as the bottom Digivolution of one of those cards. That's why I said wait until the rest of them and you'll understand. When Digivolving, you may trash 1 card when Machine or Cyberse and its traits from your hand. Return one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon to the bottom of your opponent's deck. When attack, and then it has an inheritable. When attack, and return one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon to their hand. It is a machine type. So, yeah, this is very interesting of a card. But when we talk about the rest of them, you'll see. Metal Piranhamon. When attacking, you may play 1 Digimon with Piranhamon in its name from a Digivolution source without paying. So basically, it's a worse Waymon. It's a worse Waymon. You can say, well, the other Piranhamon has Rush. Yeah, but I'd rather play Waymon to give me a Digimon to then give me another Digimon to then replace that Digimon to then draw 2 cards. Then to be able to bounce some. See what I'm saying? Like, there's layers to this. There's layers to this. Bit Boy Blue. So, Metal Garurumon X-Antibody. You know I'm playing this when it comes out. Digivolves from Garurumon for 1. When Digivolving, unsuspend this Digimon. If you didn't know, Omnimon is my favorite Digimon. My second favorite Digimon is Metal Garurumon, 1000%. So between those two, gotta play the decks. When Digivolve, unsuspended Digimon. It could just stop there. Just unsuspend, like, okay, I get to attack. This Digimon gains blocker. What? So it unsuspends itself and then becomes a meat shield. That's interesting. That's interesting for a Garurumon deck. It really is. It really is interesting. Until the end of your opponent's turn. Your turn. Once per turn, when this Digimon becomes unsuspended, if this Digimon has Metal Garurumon or X-Antibody Digivolution sources, return all Digimon with the lowest level to, oh my god, return all your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level to their hand. It's a reverse Iron Fist. But instead of deleting them, it bounces everything back. That's what blue does. Blue doesn't really delete, it bounces. That's insane. That's insane. This is good. Like, they really... I said this in a video before. I said that War Greymon and Metal Garurumon are like Blue Eyes and Dark Magician when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! They will always get support, no matter what, and the support will always be decent to good. Like, always. This is a good card. Being able to give you a gigantic blocker and then say, okay, you're not going to really kill me this turn. Unless you go overwhelm me now, you're not going to kill me. And then next turn, actually, so the turn you unsuspend, when you Digivolve, unsuspend becomes blocker, you bounce everything back and say, okay, what you have now? Now they try to attack you with a big one, you can then block it, so possibly survive it. And yes, you can survive it because of, where you go, Garurumon X-Antibody, being able to give you that inheritable to where when it dies by battle, remove 2 Digivolution sources with the same level and survive. So you're able to block any attack and still live to have a giant beat stick. Oh my goodness. And it says it says your turn once per turn. So on suspend phase, bounce your lowest level back. This card is good. I will be testing this out. This card is really, really good. Altanar looks amazing. God. Oh, okay, so that's where. Okay, so that should be where. I'm not where. War Greymon X-Antibody in the background. Yeah, that should be. Yeah, that should be. It should be War Greymon X-Antibody in the background. That is nice artwork. I'm loving this artwork for the X-Antibodies. I thought the X-Antibodies just looked amazing. Like, it made them into mechs. Like, all the Digimon that gets X-Antibodies, it makes them into mechs or just makes them, like, look crazier. I like it. Let's finish up here with the blue option cards. We have BB Thunder. BB Thunder, 4-cost option card. Main, return one of your opponent's level 4 lower Digimon to their hand. Then if you have Jellymon, you have Digimon. Yeah, if you have a Digimon to play with Jellymon in his name or Jellymon Digivolution sources, you can return a Tamer? Wow. So Jellymon is able to return not only a Digimon with this option card, but then return a Tamer to their hand, resetting their Tamers. That's good because you can push your opponent back from having a memory Tamer. You can pay 4, put them to 1, bounce their Tamer and bounce their Digimon back to where now they have to go to 1 instead of being reset to 3 with a memory Tamer. That's actually better than people think. Way better than people think. Is Jellymon going to see play? Probably, depending on what the deck is. Metal Storm for 7. when you will play this card, if you have an X-Antibody and the Digivolution sources, reduce it by 2, so it becomes a 5 cost. So if you play with X-Antibodies, main, return one of your opponent's level 6 or lower Digimon to their hand, then unsuspend one of your Digimon with Gorobon in his name. Wow. Security effect, activate main. Same thing with BB Thunder, activate main. What in the world? Like, this is actually very, very good. Very, very good. Very good. Wow. I like it. I do like it. Just a quick recap of, all the reds and blues. I wanted to save the tamers for last just in case we had any surprises. So it wouldn't make any sense. So got Tai and Kari. It's a red-yellow tamer. At the start of your turn, if you had 3 or less security, you gain a memory. If you have, if your opponent has 3 or less security, you gain a memory. It's okay. Your turn. When a red or yellow Digimon attack, you may suspend this card. Give all your opponent Give all your opponent's security Digimon minus 2k. Helps you swing into bigger, especially if you hit bigger Digimon. Helps you survive those battles. It's okay. Matt and Sora, start your main phase. If you have 8 or more cards in hand, which blue does very, very frequently, 8 or more cards in hand, gain a memory. If your opponent has 8 or more cards in hand, gain a memory. Maybe. Your turn. When one of your blue or red Digimon becomes unsuspended, you may suspend this tamer. Return one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon to their hand. It's actually pretty good. Not amazing. Pretty good. Decent. Bouncing back rookies. A lot of rookies have on plays nowadays. Be careful with that. I'm going to butcher this name. Kiyoshiro? I'm going to butcher his name, so forgive me. It is a memory tamer, and when you attack with a Digimon with Jellymon in his name, or is level 5 or higher, if you have 7 or less cards in your hand, you may suspend this tamer to draw a card. Not bad. Not bad. Actually, value. So it looks like Jellymon is an anti-meta deck. So what do I think about the red and blue stuff? I think the red stuff is amazing, especially the War Greymon and Galamon X-Antibodies. I think the blue stuff is decent. The Metal Garurumon X-Antibody and its line was carrying blue. Jellymon is pretty good, especially with the support Jellymon got. It's pretty darn good. We're just gonna look at the Puyoyomon. The Puyoyomon. Oh my god, that's a tongue twister. And it just gives them Herald that once per turn. You gave 1,000 DP if a card would add a card to your hand. It would effectively add a card to your hand. Bouncing stuff back to the hand. Stuff like that. Yeah, I think red is in a fantastic spot with all the support that they get. I think blue's in a decent spot. Could be a little bit better. But let me know what you think. Go ahead and leave it in the comment section below. And don't worry about it. These videos are going to be going back up more frequently. Don't worry. I already got this whole entire series pretty much pre-recorded. So, with that being said, I've been your boy Dante. This is the Digimon Laboratory. We're going to go ahead and sign off. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.